Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you another live paper crafting class, and I'm so excited. I love sharing, by the way. I don't know if you guys can tell, but today I am bringing to you a fun box. It's created from a new set of dies that just came out June 4th, I think it was June 4th, in the annual catalog, and it's called the Perfect Parcel Box dies. Now there are YouTube videos out there which helped me to understand how to make it, but I have a couple extra tips for you as you are glancing through other videos that other people may have shown you or whatever. But anyways, I can't wait to share this with you because it's super cute and it's a super sturdy box. It's very unique. I haven't seen one that Stampin' Up! Has done like this ever, so I'm very excited about this. Okay, so before we begin, I just want to point out that I am live on a Facebook Live right now. It's Wednesday, July 24th at 11 a.m. Central Time. Checking to see if we have any comments going here. I'm going to load some comments. Hopefully, oh good, we have people with me. That means I'm doing this right, I think. Hey Dawn, how are you? And there's Pam, and there's Eve. Hi Karen, awesome. Thank you for joining me. Hi Nicole from Ohio. Awesome, you guys, thanks. Okay, so I'm live at 11 a.m. Central Time on July 24th. That means that if you are watching this at a different time, you might watch it on Facebook later on, or you may be seeing it on YouTube or on my blog. That means that I'm not live, probably, but still comment anyways, because I do read the comments. And on that note, I have to apologize. I have not gotten to the comments from last week's video yet. It's been crazy here. I think those of you that follow me know we've had some things going on in our June and July months. I'm looking forward to August. By the way, those of you that had seen my last Facebook Live and maybe nothing afterwards, just know, hi you guys, this is wonderful. I love everyone saying hello. Hi Carol, hi Sandy. Those of you that may not have seen anything afterwards, Luke's surgery was postponed because right after I did the Facebook Live last week, he came down with a fever. My mom was with us and she said, you might want to check his temperature, so I did. And sure enough, he had a fever of 99, so we took him into the doctor the day before his surgery, and it was 100.2. The surgeon said they need to postpone. So we have not had his surgery yet. Luke's surgery is going to be next week on the 30th. So thank you for your prayers and well wishes anyways. Okay, so on that note, I'm so sorry I have not read the comments yet. It's just been kind of crazy here, but I will get to them. And if you have questions or whatever, you can always message me separately so I can respond to them right away, because I have 500 and some comments to go through from last week's video. So I find them easier when you message me privately. Today I'm going to demonstrate a really cute project. So let me bring you to the desktop here. Hang on. Move some things out of the way because it's a mess. It's a mess right here. Okay. So I'm going to be demonstrating another version of this box. It's a super sturdy box. In fact, I have 5 ounces worth of candy in here right now, and it's made from our lightest weight designer paper. So that tells you right there that it's a super sturdy box. I'm going to walk you through the process of making one similar to this, and I'm going to share with you the supplies because you'll want to know what it takes to come up with. Here, I'm just adjusting a picture. There we go. All right, so there are the supplies that you will need in order to create the one that I just shared with you and the one that I'm going to make. So I've actually put the supplies in for both of those boxes. You'll need the Pressed Petals Designer Paper, which I'm pulling it into the camera here because I want to make, well, the other camera that you haven't seen yet, that I'm going to share with you soon. I want to show you all the pretty papers that are in that pack. You'll need 2 pieces that are 6x4. You'll need some Whisper White, scraps for doing the decorating with the daisy punch. And you'll also need a 2 1/8 by 3 1/2 inch piece. And that's optional if you're going to be doing, thanks Carolyn. Oh, you know what, I'm wearing my fanciest blouse today. She noticed, thank you. But you'll need that piece if you are going to be making your box from something other than cardstock. This is designer paper and it's our lightest weight, so you'll probably want to have that reinforcement in there at the bottom, and I'll show you how to put that in there. Other cardstock will be for the label, the little sentiment label, and then grosgrain ribbon, our 1/8 inch grosgrain ribbon in sort of coordinating colors. They actually work really well with this paper, blueberry bushel and pineapple punch, even though the colors in the paper are Night of Navy and Daffodil Delight. So, hey Julie, hi Julie, my friend Julie Wolf. And then other supplies that you'll need, a Slice of Happiness stamp set, and I'm going to pull that over here so I can show that to you right away too. That has some really nice sentiments that fit right into the dies that we're going to be using for this box. The ink pads are Rococo Rose, Daffodil Delight, Night of Navy, and Soft Suede, depending on the box that you're doing. I only used 2 inks per box. The Perfect Parcel dies, those are the dies you will need to make this box. It's amazing, you'll want them. Add them to your wish list. And then the medium daisy punch, and then other tools, of course, like take your pick, snips, daubers. We're going to be using the Perennial Essence Floral Centers in a unique way. In fact, you might have noticed that on the box that I shared with you. So keep in mind that the blends markers can do some amazing things with that embellishment. And then the adhesives, you'll notice I don't have snail on there. You don't need snail for this project. You'll need tear and tape adhesive though, or multi-purpose liquid glue, depending on if you're a glue or tape person. And then glue dots will be handy, grid paper for lining things up. And then you'll need some tools like the trimmer, the die cutting machine. And so now I bring you back to my desktop. There we go. So you can see this is the Perennial Essence Designer, I'm sorry, not Perennial Essence. This is the Pressed Petals Designer Paper. And look at this, you actually get twice as many sheets in this pack because it's thinner, it's lighter weight. It's like, it's kind of, they call it like newsprint type weight, but it's a little heavier than the newspaper paper. But, and I do have some extra sheets in here, but you get 4 of 6 double-sided designs. So there's 24 sheets in the pack. So you can see as I'm flipping a little bit slower through here, look at that, music notes, and then there's wood grain. I think I passed the wood grain already, but I'll be showing that to you. So beautiful paper. Then here are the dies. So this is what they look like. And this is the one that creates the box, and you need to die cut that twice. I'm going to keep that off of here. You'll notice that I have 2 label pieces on there. Thanks, Sandy Lincoln, joining me first time. These are the dies that I'll use on the 2 boxes. This one, I believe, coordinates with a stamp that's bundled with this set of dies. I didn't get that. I don't know. I don't get all the bundles every time. For some reason, that stamp set just wasn't calling me yet. I don't know. I'll probably regret it later. But this is a set of dies that you can use with that stamp set. And then there's some little decorative pieces that can go into the box when you create it. And then this is like a little tag piece, like a tag topper. Okay, so that is, again, Perfect Parcel dies. And then the stamp set that I'll be using is Slice of Happiness. And you can see these are a really nice size, especially these 2 right in here. Hope your day is delightful. You're the sweetest. Great for making little candy treats and things like that. The paper is gorgeous, isn't it, you guys? Okay, so I want to make sure that I've covered everything. I forgot to tell you about prizes. I do draw for prizes. In fact, let me show you now, before I forget, what we drew for last week. We made some beautiful butterfly cards that were kind of a little fun closure card. And so this was part of the prize. It was the embellishments that I used on the card, the pink, petal pink rhinestone gems. And then I gave the winner last week, because I draw for 2 winners, one this week and one last week. I gave the winner a choice, and she picked the blades for the trimmer. So I have these two things left. So whoever I draw for today's prize, know that you can pick from the craft pillow boxes or the Granny Apple Green textured weave ribbon to go with your fun little rhinestones. And then for today's prize, you get, if you win, the Country Floral embossing folder and a set of dimensionals. Who can't use more dimensionals, right? So that is the prize for today's video. We're drawing 2 winners, one from last week, one for this week, and then next week I'll draw another one from this one. Okay, so there, I got the prize show and tell out of the way because I always forget to show them before I draw the winners. So if you comment in any way, whether you shared the video and mentioned that you shared, or you just say hello to me, tell me where you're from, talk about the temperature where you're at. I think it's fun to see what everybody's experiencing around the world. So if you comment in any way, you get entered into the prize drawing. And so that's how you get a chance. Hi, Vicki. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else I want to tell you before we dive in. I think that's it. I talked about the supplies. I showed you the sample box. Okay, let's get moving. All right, let's start by die cutting. And I'm going to die cut from Whisper white paper rather than the designer paper first. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I have the box already pre-assembled at various stages, and I want to do part of that stage with you with Whisper White because I think it will be easier to see the score lines in there. So if you are using 8.5 by 11 paper, you need to, here I'm going to zoom out just a tad here. You need to cut at, well, you don't need to cut at these marks, but it's easier to get 3 pieces out of one sheet. This is 8.5 by 11 paper. If you cut 6 inches up and then 4 inches over, 4 inches over, you can get 2 pieces that you need, the right size, and you can even get a 3rd piece out of here. So if you're gonna make 3 boxes, you'll wanna use 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11. If you wanna make 1 box, you'll use a little over a half. And then if you're using designer paper, you'll want to use 2 sheets that are 4 by 6. This is the designer paper. And you can get 3 pieces of this out of 1 sheet. Okay, so 1 sheet of 12 by 12 gets you a little further than 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11, if that makes sense. Because you have a little bit of waste with 8.5 by 11 also. So let's die cut both of these. Now, a little tip, cut them to 4 by 6. If you cut them to this size, which is 6 by 8, and you die cut this way, you think you're saving paper. Well, you're not really saving any paper. Plus, you're heading that die into your die cutting machine head on into, I mean, even if you go like this way, you're going to experience some crackling sounds because you're bringing these cuts that are going parallel into the cutter. You're bringing them in too straight, and it's gonna cause some bumps along the way. Okay, so instead, I recommend getting your cardstock or paper set up like this, and then angling it slightly on your platform. To die cut, for those of you that are beginning die cutters, for the Big Shot machine, you need the platform, and I've got the magnetic one here, so it's the tallest it can be. Or you need the regular platform plus the adapter, and then you need a cutting mat, your paper, your die, and another cutting mat on top. Okay, we're cranking it through. And there's no extra pressure because we went in at that angle. So my question that I've heard from people, I don't know if any of you have mentioned this yet. Am I going in and out, you guys? Uh-oh. Seems to have stopped now. Robin mentioned that I was going in and out. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not. You guys let me know if I'm gone, okay? But the question that I've been asked is, can you put them through both at the same time? Especially like with the designer paper. And I'm going to say no, because this die includes score lines in it. So when you are, sorry, getting my scraps out of the way here. When you are die cutting, if you do both at the same time, the paper that's underneath, so if I were to like stack these, I guess, let me demonstrate that. If I were to stack these, the paper that's underneath is not going to get as deep of an impression, and so you're going to have issues with getting that score line to show up. Okay? Oh, thanks, Michael. Awesome. So can you guys still hear me? I hope so, because someone was mentioning that I was cutting in and out. Sometimes it's your own personal device, the weather in your area. I don't see anything from my end. Sometimes I do, and I'm not seeing any kind of warning. Although I have everybody at home with me right now, so hopefully nobody in my house is on any device right now, because that does cause problems. Okay, so I'm cutting for 2 boxes because we are going to be demonstrating a couple things here. So now that I've done that, I'm going to move this out of the way and my scraps into my garbage pile, which actually are going onto my floor. It's going onto my floor. Okay, now let's bring in and zoom in this set of papers here. And I did calm down the light that's in the room. I'm not sure. Can you guys see? I'm going to have to bend the score lines, I guess. Okay, there we go. We're just going to go ahead and start creasing on all the score lines, okay? Your video's fine there. Okay, great. Thanks, you guys. So what I'm doing is I'm folding on these score lines just to make sure that I can see them better. Then you can open them back up again. So they're all going to fold, all the main ones are going to fold inward, okay? I don't want to say they're all going to fold inward because you have this little guy right here that's going to fold outward. And then you have these, which actually are going to fold in a slightly different way, this way, like a little carton on a milk container, okay? So they're going to fold that way. And we'll do that for this one too. So we're folding them all in. And I just realized I wanted to show you the daisy first. So I am going to take a break on assembling the box because I want to show you the daisy first. That's just my plan. I don't know if it's a good plan or not, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so there. Now I've got all my folds in there. Now you can see where those creases go. And the best way that I've found to put them together is to put them side by side with the straightest edge up on top. We're also going to be bringing in grid paper just because it has a little straight line on here, the grid lines, as a guide. Okay, so let me go to my punch really quick. The daisy punch. We have 2 size daisy punches right now. Yes, I'm taking a break from the box. Sorry, you guys. We have 2 size daisy punches now. This is the large daisy, and this one's called the medium daisy punch, which makes me wonder, are they going to come out with a little one, a little small one? I don't know. So we're going to punch from our scrap of white with the medium daisy, and we'll do 2 of them. You'll need 2 per box because I think it looks a lot fuller when you do that. Now we're going to bring in that grid paper again. We'll turn it over onto the inked up side, and we're going to grab our daubers and our inks. So for this box here, you can see that I did a little bit of Daffodil Delight ink, and I did it on the outside edges more than the inner part, which is why it looks like it's slowly moving towards a whiter center. So to do that, you'll take your inks and you'll lightly dab onto the color and pounce some of it off because you don't want to have full color when you're doing this. And then you'll go in a slow circular motion. I'm going to do it with another punch that I've already messed up. Well, I didn't mess it up. Okay, so we're going to come in and we're going to go like this with it. Okay, and you'll want the darkest color on the outer edges. So you'll do the outer edges first. And you want to be careful because you'll notice that those petals are kind of moving back and forth if they're a little weak. So just do it gently, do it lightly. And after you've gone around doing the outer edges with the deepest color, then you can slowly remove some of that color on here and go in a little bit further and get it a little bit lighter as you move in. Okay, so now we have, and I'll show you with that one and this one, a very full looking flower if we overlap them, and we have yellow to white on the inside. Okay, all right. Now I'll have to go into the sandbox and ask if they have a smaller punch. I love it, Catherine. Okay, and then for the Rococo Rose flower, because that's a color that the Pressed Petals paper, and let me show you that really quickly. On the back side of all your designer papers, you get this list of colors that are in there. Now there's sometimes more colors than what are listed, but these are the main colors. And Rococo Rose is the pinkish color that's in there. This is one of our new in colors. So Rococo Rose, you want to even go lighter with the dauber. In fact, I should have only tapped it once. So now I have to tap off a bunch of times because I want a really, really light center. So I'm going pinkish on the inside, and then I'm going to overlap them. And you'll see, I might have gotten too dark on these already, but you'll see the look here that that gives. So just a different look. Now it's a white daisy with a beautiful colored center, a tint of color. And then we're going to add the Perennial Essence Floral Centers to them. Now one of the floral centers, as you noticed on this box, is not the yellow color. It's not the, I think it's called, what color is this? Crushed Curry? I think it's Crushed Curry, but it matches really well with the Daffodil Delight. It goes pretty well with that. So it could be Daffodil Delight. Anyways, you can add that right to the center, and you can still see a little hint of pink on that flower, and I think it looks really pretty. You can also, if you don't want to have yellow, too much yellow on your flower, like what I did on the other box that I shared with you already. See, that's maybe too much yellow. But what I did is I took and worked with my blends markers, because the blends markers will dry on lots of different surfaces, even this one. I've tried it with just sponging the color directly on with our classic ink, but our classic ink is water soluble and it wiped off onto my hands. So then you can take these little guys here and just kind of blot on color with the light one, and then come in with the dark one. And you can make your floral centers brown, you can make them this orangey color. This is Cajun Craze, by the way. So you can get really, really creative and have different color floral centers by adding in your blends markers. So you can see it, as I got darker and darker, it eventually turned into that. Okay, so that was the daisy. I had to show you the daisy first because it was so stinking cute. Okay, we're gonna move that off to the side. And let's go back to the box. Okay, I think I have my ducks in a row here. Let's flip that over. All right, so for the box, 2 4x6 pieces. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to move on to, I showed you where the score lines were. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you something that you don't want to do. Direction of paper. So here is, here are die, 2 pieces that were die cut using the same dies, right, and the same paper. If I flip it over to use the other side, there's a direction to the paper. These words, because this is the top of the box actually, these words are now upside down. So watch the direction of your paper. If you have a definite direction, a definite up and down, be mindful of that when you're die cutting, because I wasn't. Okay, let's go ahead and attach these 2 together. I'm going to do it with the white, and then I'm going to move on to this color paper, which blends in so much with our desktop that I'm going to have to get my grid paper underneath it. I will do that. Anyways, we're going to start with the white just to show you this connection thing. So there's 2 other tabs that you want to fold in on the box, and they're right here. So take your tear and tape adhesive, and the tear and tape adhesive may feel like it's wider than the tabs, and that's okay. Just go slightly beyond the tabs. You can do that. You can have a little left over on the other side. It's actually sticking out a little bit on the other side because the tear and tape adhesive can fold back over onto itself. So you don't have to worry about getting a scissors out, cutting it to the right size. That's too putsy. So just press it down on there, make sure it's stuck on there. And then peel off the backing. I knew this would happen. I have no polish on my fingernails anymore, you guys. Are you proud of me? But I still have trouble getting the release paper off of the tear and tape once in a while. And so my take your pick tool comes in handy, I have to say. So now there is this little residual amount. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of tape there. And so I'm just gonna fold it over. I need to get a new phone, you guys. The camera on here just does not seem clear enough to me, but I'm seeing it from my end. You guys may think it's a little clearer on your end. I don't know. Okay, now we're gonna take the lines on the grid paper. I'm gonna zoom in here. Okay, so we're gonna take the lines on the grid paper and I'm gonna use the straight edges on both the boxes. Sorry, volume down on my computer. There we go. Okay, we're gonna line up that straight edge right with one of the lines on the grid paper, and then we're gonna bring this one over and line that up with the line on the paper. Not this portion, but this portion. Now, as you're pressing it together, those two edges together, you'll wanna make sure, sorry, I wanna lean over the top of it. You'll wanna make sure that the score lines are also lining up. So this score line with this score line, this score line with this score line. So, but I have to start myself, personally, I have to start with looking at an external line, like on the grid paper. Okay, so now I've got it lined up. It's a little too far in, hang on. Okay, now you press it down, and then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to bring in this fold. So you see when you're looking at it this way, it's the first main fold in. It's not here, it's here. You're going to fold that in, and you're going to fold this in, and it's going to make it a lot easier to connect. So we're going to take the backing off of that with the help of the take your pick tool. Oh my goodness. Love this tool. But even with thinner fingernails, it's still hard to get that release paper off. Okay, so now we've brought the excess tape back over onto itself. We can fold this flat. You can even make sure that this edge here is lined up with this edge here. Fold it flat like that, and then press it down. Okay? Now, if you're somebody that likes to be able to maneuver your adhesive after you've connected paper together, you may want to just go with the mine is really messy. Oh my goodness. The multi-purpose liquid glue, the green capped glue, because you have some moving ability. You have some flexibility before it dries. But I like things to be instantly dry. I'm a tape girl. Okay. All right. So now that we've done that, I'm going to bring in this box. Okay, this one is at the same stages, and I'm going to grab my grid paper back here because we need to have a little bit more contrast overall. There we go. Okay, so now I've got my box assembled the same way where I've connected just the side pieces so far, but I've also added some tape to this corner here, which is on the bottom bumpy side of the box, and this corner here. I've got some tape there, okay? That tape has to be on the inside, which is why using designer paper to demonstrate this is better, because you can see this is the outside of the box, this is the inside. You'll also see that I've cut some holes in that box. You have to do that with your fun dies before you actually assemble the box. So that would be done at this stage after you've cut. Then you can go in and die cut a decoration if you wish. Okay, weight of the box. This is super thin paper, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to be using a little insert to help make this sturdier, because the sturdier the cardstock, the better for the strength of the box. But if you use a real strong cardstock, you also have the issue with closing the tabs. It's a little bit tighter. So you can really use either or, but just keep in mind the whole emphasis for that base that we're going to do at the end. Okay, so now that I've got these pieces together and they're connected, and I've got the tape on this little tab here and this little tab here, this is the trick. So let's peel off with the help of the Take Your Pick tool. Let's peel off the release paper here. And we can do one at a time. So let's just start with this one. So this one's going to fold back like this, and then we're going to tuck it inside the box. Okay, so it's folded back and it's tucked in like that. This tab that's right next to it is going to be tucked in as well, and then you're just going to kiss them together. Yay! And it's in the right spot. Let's do the same thing with the other side. Okay, so you're going to pull off the release paper. I got this idea because one gal on YouTube, and I feel bad, I don't remember who it was because I watched too many videos, but she used the liquid glue, and when she put her box together, she had the glue here, and then she went like this when they were inside, and everything was like, you know, layered like this, and then she squished it. I don't want to do it because I don't want it to stick, but she squished it, so then the glue slid into place. But you don't even have to do that. You can just fold it down like that. Okay, so I've again tucked it in. Here's that layer. I've folded this back, tucked it in, and then this piece here, this corner here, is just going to tuck in and kiss together with that one. Okay, you just have to pinch it. And now when you release, both of those sides are going to automatically, with the help of a little manipulation down here, because it's thinner paper, but they're automatically going to connect where that little part is. There, it's coming. There we go. If it was thicker paper, it would work better. But they've connected right there, okay? All right, then the inside of the box is going to get that little piece of Whisper White cardstock. So, I'm gonna bring in my trimmer really quick. By the way, I have to admit that I just noticed something, a flaw in my box, and I think it was when I die cut the box originally 3 weeks ago when I was preparing for this project. I have a little bit of a tear going on right at the bottom here. So this will not be a box that I keep, I guess. Be careful when you're die cutting. I'm sure that came from the die cutting. I'll recreate it with my other one, but here is my 3.5 by 2 1/8 inch piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to put that in the base of the box, and that'll help to hold everything secure. Now on the top, if you pinch things the right direction, kind of like that little milk carton look, all you have to do is, you know, figure out which one's going to overlap the other one, because they can go either way. There's like this little ridge here, and you can go either way, and then these two corners, one is going to get tucked into here, and the other one is going to get tucked into there. So if it's thicker cardstock, you may have to kind of move it, like bend it to get it in. If it's thinner paper like this, you just have to poke it in, and it goes right into there. Now I'm going to open this box back up. I'm going to take everything out, like that little paper on the inside, and I'm going to fold it back down because I want to show you a trick for the ribbon. So we're gonna compress this box down again. That's the another wonderful thing about this box is you can travel. If you have a bunch of these die cut and ready to go, you can flatten them back down again, and you can go to wherever you're going and then put them back together real quickly by just adding whatever treat you had inside. So to do the ribbon, we're going to wrap our pineapple punch ribbon around it while it's flat. So ta-da, make sure there's no kinks. Use our paper snips, cut it where it looks good. I said about 21 to 22 inches. I didn't measure it. I'll measure it for you. Okay, hang on. It is 16 plus 5, 21 inches. Hey, what do you know? All right, so now we're going to take and tie this into a bow. And I'm doing it while it's flat because, again, it's thinner. It's not as sturdy as like if you're going to use the cardstocks or a different designer paper, that peacock or the foil paper or something like that. It's a little bit thinner, so you want to probably do your bow while it's lying flat. And then you can even take and adjust where your ribbon's going to go. You know, if you want it centered or off to the side or wherever. And then you can take and put like a glue dot right behind it and pop it back into place. Yep, it's back in place. Put the insert in there again. Add your candy. Add your candy and then tuck these little guys back in. And notice the ribbon, if you have it above the little tab, it's kind of being held in place by those guys right there. Cool, huh? Okay, embellishing the box. Then you could take these guys and we're just going to add a little bit of the tear and tape adhesive to the bottom of it. So I have stamped with soft suede ink onto some crumb cake cardstock, because soft suede is a color that coordinates with the colors of this paper. And I've stamped it onto my little label piece here. I'm going to put this down a little lower. Okay, so now I've got that on the top of my box lid. And this one, I'll just grab glue dots. When you put your 2 layers of daisies together, just use glue dots. Okay, you just take, I'm sorry, my camera is too zoomed in now, isn't it? There we go. Just use glue dots, stick your daisy onto the glue dot, pick it up, and then you can take and add that to your box, like that. And there we have 2 different boxes. Now on the inside of this one, we'll zoom in a bit here so you can see them better. On the inside of this one, I have, and this is why I'm telling you, as long as you have that reinforcement, look at all those Hershey nuggets. And it's sturdy. I mean, it's not, I'll show you when I close it here and turn it over. It's not, you know, coming apart or anything. It's not pressing outward. It's sturdy. So just adding that little extra piece on the inside really, really helps. I think I mentioned, oh, the finished dimensions of the box are 2 1/8 by 3 1/2 by 1 3/4. And I think that was all the little tips that I had for that box. I hope that you enjoyed those. So I've done another one, but I didn't decorate it too much. I'm going to show you one more. It's a beautiful die. You're going to love it, Yvonne. Okay, so this is another one, and you'll notice I embossed the paper. This is done with Whisper White cardstock. I didn't use the thick. I used the regular, you know, regular weight Whisper White, because we have thick and we have regular. And I just embossed with that beautiful Country Floral embossing folder. That's one of the prizes. After I embossed, then I ran it through the dies. So then I cut. I just felt like the score lines were going to be kept more in place if I did the embossing first and then the scoring, and I wasn't too worried about flattening it out too much. So that would be beautiful and quick and easy. You don't have to do too much embellishments. You just emboss, die cut, assemble, get a bunch of people together, and you can make a bunch of wedding favors or shower gifts, summer party treat boxes. These would be so cute. And then they can open it like this. And then on the inside, they'll be like, oh my gosh, look at all those mints. That was just another candy I had close by. So yeah, so just another idea, okay? I hope that you enjoyed those. Let me move to sharing those prizes one more time, because we're gonna draw for prizes. So this is the prize for today, a set of dimensionals. And then for last week's video, for last week's Facebook Live, I'm drawing a winner to get this plus their choice of the ribbon or the boxes. Okay, alrighty. So, oops, hang on. So I want to mention a couple things. If you are in the shopping mode during this month, this would be a good time to purchase, because every $50 you spend during the month of July earns you a $5 coupon that you can use on an order in August. It's called bonus days. So when you place an order, whether it's online, through a demonstrator, if you're a demonstrator yourself, if you place it on any other kind of order that you place, you can get a $5 coupon code emailed to you. You must have an email address. That's the only thing that's important on that one, okay? So purchase your fun things that you've been drooling over for the last couple months from the annual catalog. You'll want this box now, right? And then next month you can purchase a few more things. And if you're a demonstrator, next month you can use your bonus coupons on pre-order products from the upcoming holiday catalog. Yes. So just saying that if you're not a demonstrator, maybe you want to be one so you can pre-order with us. Next month in August is pre-order period for anybody who's a quote-unquote demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And you can do it just for the kit, the awesome kit price. It's $155 worth of products right now for only $99 plus tax, free shipping. If you do not have a demonstrator, I welcome you ordering from my online store. And I think I put it up there. Yep. And if you do not have a demonstrator or whatever, you can also get the kit through me. But if you do have a demonstrator, order through them and enjoy all of those goodies that you're going to be getting. Yay. Let's move to the computer now and do some drawings. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and head back over to our Facebook page. Oops, that's my personal page. Okay, we're going to scroll to the videos and we're going to grab the URL from last week's video. That's this one right here. Okay, here we go. Copy, and we're going to go into random comment picker, commentpicker.com, and let's just go ahead and paste that in there and see how many people we get to pick from for that prize. We have 231 people who have commented on that, so let's click the start button. Drum roll. Thank you, Irene. The winner is Marlene. Congratulations, Marlene. And she was wishing someone else congratulations in her comment. I don't know if you caught that there. Her comment said congratulations. Let's see if it brings us to her actual comment. I hope so. I'm not going to touch the computer. Oh, it didn't this time. Shoot. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to click one more time on her name. See if it brings us to her comment. So this is the problem I was having a couple other weeks ago. If I call out your name and I can't actually find you in the, I'm serious, you guys. There's 597 comments from last week's video. I might not be able to find Marlene. So she has to contact me. If you know her, let her know, because it's not going directly to her comment like it did last week. Ugh. All right, let's grab, let's do a little refresh here and draw for a winner for this week. The holiday catalog is phenomenal. You're right, Bonnie Ann. Okay, here we go. Let's grab the link for that. Bring it into Comment Picker. And we have how many people? We have 102 unique commenters during this broadcast. Let's click the start button. Thank you, 102 of you who commented. Barb is the winner from Tucson. It says Tucson, and she even had a little cactus thing on there. So let's see if we'll pull up her comment. Oh, good. I'll be able to reach Barb. I don't know why I won't be able to reach Marlene, but anyways, yay. Congratulations to our winners. Remember, Barb, you get this, and we just need to connect so I can get your address from you. And then Marlene gets to have this prize plus one of these. All right? Congratulations to our winners. Next week, as I mentioned, Luke has his rescheduled surgery. It's on the 30th, which is Tuesday. Normally I broadcast on Wednesdays. I am not going to broadcast next week, anticipating that I will be nursing my child back into health. So we're going to take it easy next week, not put too much on my schedule. So on that note, I will see you hopefully back on August 7th at 11 a.m. Central Time. That will be the week following, I believe. Yes. And I think that's it. So those of you that were wondering what kind of surgery, sorry, he has a hernia. I think it's just hereditary. It runs in the family because he's not a sports kid. It's not like he was doing something, strenuous or anything. It's just The doctor happened to find it on his annual checkup. So we're going to fix it and he'll be okay. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.